Hello, everyone. This is Psychic Underlord from psychicunderlord.com on Etsy, as well as psychicunderlord.net, which is our YouTube page that you're watching right now. So I'm pleased to bring you another video. I know this is probably off of the top going to make people in our ritual community believe that you've already seen this video, but you actually haven't. This goes a little bit deeper into the foundation of the process of holding, wearing, maintaining your ritual, operating in ritual, manifesting in ritual. Many of our rituals have instant effects upon you as soon as they're cast. They don't take a while to manifest or for you to see the results. The results are in your body, and as you actively move and exist, then those effects of the ritual begin to fan out into your marriage, fan out into your family, into the place you work, the community that you live in, the places that you go to for hobby and to recreation. These things start to have a response. Everything you do is a reaction. So people come to you, you react, then they react. You react, then they react. And it's all happening so quickly in a quantum way, 360 degrees all around you. These things are happening. So you could have a ritual for the singing. Your voice is beautiful. Then someone hears you sing, and you may think it's just average. That person could say, you know what, go home. I don't have to kill myself anymore. I was inspired by what I heard at the community center. I was inspired by what I heard uh, from one of my coworkers, or they have this a way of saying things, and you're starting to the ritual is feeling good to you. So now you're starting to really operate in that feel good place with the ritual. So it's making a big difference in the world around you. So let's talk about clearing karma with ritual. It's not only mental. These are confrontations and authorities that are involved with purging karmic debts. You're purging karmic debts that people don't even around you don't even realize that they're purging. Because if you have the chaos shield ritual and they can't bring drama to you or make you afraid, then something in them, the bounce back from that experience of what they did to come to toward you, is going to send a message back to them and say, this is a do not enter experience. You cannot deal with this person in that way. So it educates not only you internally, but also the atmosphere around you of what is possible. So you're wearing down karma by wearing a ritual or more. You are transforming the atmosphere around you of everyone that's involved. Once these things are purged from you, as far as these blockages, the blockages, getting them out of the way lead to authorities. So you instantly enter into an ascended phase of clearing and elevation, evaluation. The thoughts in your mind are changing. Your stress level has gone way down. Many of the people report, they say, I don't even know how I even survived when I had zero. It used to be, I couldn't even think. I would be so angry. I would be so disheartened and so frustrated by the simplest thing that now I can catch myself and realize that I need something digestive in my layers to eat up this depression thing. I need something to eat up this anxiety that seems to pop up. I know it's reduced, but now I want to be so peaceful in my spirit that I can actually hold space for other people. You know, I may have 3 or 4 grandchildren. My grandchildren, they're going through stuff. If I'm frazzled, then they're frazzled, and I just want to go to sleep. But now I have the energy to say, let's sit down and talk. Let's put this together as a family. And that's not something your family has heard before. So they're receptive to it. And now your family is responding differently to you. And now your life is changing. So your eyes are opened, you're ascending, but you must experience things in order to have full command of your timelines and intuitive knowledge bases. So what that means is that if you really want to go and take your layers to another level, if you have something specific like acting, singing, dancing, fighting, learning educational job rituals, job skills rituals. Um, you know, different political rituals, political offices. You say, well, what is this? This is the foundation of what's going to cause this stuff to stick to you like glue. So if you get the mayor ritual, one day you're going to become the mayor of some place, because all of these aspects, you've done everything else. Why not go for it? If you're the political person and you have such strong opinions and you have great ideas, even if you don't have great ideas, there are rituals for you to get great ideas. And of all the people in the whole community, you deserve to be the mayor more than anybody, because you're the one wearing divine ritual that is legitimate and real. So you have spiritual access to be able to lead and get the rituals. Everything that you need is in that store. And if I don't have it there, I can develop it for you. So I'm working with people who are going into politics, people who are going into public office, and they say, well, oh my gosh, you sound so good. You speak so well. Well, this is a part of what I've developed for myself just for this video. This is not natural. This is only a part of what Psychic Underlord, for this video in particular, this type of voice. But I have many different types of alter egos I can use at any time. And so can you. If you're in front of a public, you want to be able to have measured, clear, concise ways of speaking and expressing what you're trying to do. You're dealing with people's livelihoods. You're dealing with history, families that have been in this community, in this city, for hundreds of years. So if you're standing before these people, they have to have the confidence that you have the skills, and you need to be able to express it tangibly. So you also have to learn and pick up a book about what does a mayor actually do in a city. Isn't that exciting? That you can educate yourself and include all the things that you already are with new things and become exceptional at what you're attempting to do. If your mind doesn't have any reference of what mayors actually do, you're just going to think it's power and somebody on television. And then the likelihood of you being able to succeed at it, even if you were in a small town and were a shoe in for it by 5 or 6 votes, how humiliating would it be that you wouldn't even be equipped to lead that size of an organization, or size of a domicile? You have to have knowledge, and that's the foundation that you're building upon. So the ritual tunes into that and says, wow, there's education in here about how to deal with all these different aspects of public performance, uh, the water company, the electrical utilities, understanding who is responsible for the roads, for the parking lots, for the distribution of security, public safety, all these type of things that are professional. They should be a part of your understanding in your mind, but you have to put knowledge in to be able to get that, because that's the only way the mind will believe it. Because you can put nothing in. If you have no foundation in there, the mind will still have the confidence to say, yes, I can feel it. I'm okay, I'm moving with it. But then by the time you feel your way through, you'll recognize, I could have done this much better if I prepared myself. So content and context allow the mind to clear ascended blockages. So, yes, you've ascended. Let's say it's 2 or 3 years from now, and you say, wow, this has really happened. I've been promoted to my job. I'm in a totally different tax bracket. I've cleared some things up. I really believe taking the dive and going in this direction or that is going to be what I would like to do for my life. That's fine. So now you need some content. Now I need to be able to do just like everyone else. And you say, oh, I don't need to go to a class. But actually, you could go to a class and excel in it, because your mind will be receptive to that particular area, because your mind is seeking to clear those blockages by putting content and context there, which makes you even more powerful. So, without conscious exposure to a particular release, you may not have enough education to ask about what you desire and are cleared to pursue. We're talking about spiritual clearing. and the pursuit of that timeline through the karmic chessboard all the way to the other side. So, let's give myself, for example, for Psychic Underlord. How in the world did I discover that this was my gift? It was because I was led to do this stuff for myself years ago. And I began to live on this every day by rituals, by putting myself in place and then discovering and seeing it work. And then to move into apartments and then look up at the ceiling and say, oh my goodness, this is actually the sign that this is what actually. And then looking back on my notes, I just looked at my notes today and realized something had manifested from what I wrote years ago. This is how you will live for the rest of your life in the spiritual heavenly lifestyle. There's no way to go back, because to go back would mean that you go back into suffering, you go back into craziness and insanity. The idea is that we leverage the spirit realm to grow, gain those authorities by confrontation and by removing blockages, and we ultimately will create a confluence and a flow into our lives that comes from spirit first into our physical lives, and then we begin to live completely differently because we have access. We have access to make more money. We have access to go 3, 4 tax brackets in 1 year. We have access to be able to have people sign off on our performance and different things that we are embodying in our work performance, things that we love to do. We begin to do them. We begin to have time to do them. So this is a part of having the education as a foundation, so now I don't have the fear of the disbelief that this is going to happen, because I'm loading myself up with receptive information that is related to the direction that I'm going in. It could be anything, parenting, it could be marriage information, picking up a book, watching a video, watching a movie, and then watch it receptively receiving information. So in karmic clearing, you may experience a behavior change related to the new respiratory freedom. You'll discover that from within you, there is an emotion of breath. Now, that is what we call life. That is its own independent impulse that we live. We are living by permission of the Spirit. Permission of the Creator gives us life. And that is a natural impulse. That's not man made, because He already created us. He already genetically modified us to be His people through the fallen angels who mated with those white workers that were designed to mine gold on planet Earth as executors over this planet, this mineral rich planet, to be able to provide those resources to the Creator. So a very high idea, but we couldn't possibly imagine how high. So high that He designed a way to say that I'm eternal. I allow you that within a certain amount of years, I will be in a mindset where I will allow you to return to me by gaining salvation according to your connection with me, of your confrontation, of your willingness and ability to be able to submit yourself to spiritual refinement. And then I will develop that into a salvation plan for your life. So you're breathing differently, you're acting differently. You're not holding your breath in fear and uh, trying to uh, maybe try to blend in or not be seen or not be heard. All the things that you've gone to, you're saying to yourself, I'm working in this job, I'm doing everything I should be doing. Why do I feel confined, or why do I feel restricted in the process, or why do I feel unsafe here when everything I'm doing is correct? Because something in that environment is trying to suppress you, to suppress the idea that freedom is your birthright, and that it can be a part of the atmosphere at your job, at your church, at your home, all of these places where you dwell. The indwelling of the Holy Spirit can also be with you. So, with releasing the karma through the rituals, and they also indicate once you have one ritual that does that, that releases that karma continuously 24/7, it'll begin to break down and to blend with all the other aspects. So you don't have to worry about what is this or what is that. Once you stack them on top of one to another, they begin to all interact with each other. So you're releasing the karma, you're digesting it, it's going through your system, and as soon as it leads to a foundational blockage, boom, you feel it. And you know that you feel it because that's when your body freezes. When your body freezes, that means that you take a breath. Why didn't you seem to notice that before? You may not have seemed to notice it before because you may not have noticed that you weren't breathing at all. So you were literally talking to people or sitting at the job listening to people, and you were so paralyzed with fear that you had stopped breathing for a whole minute. How is that possible? It is extremely possible. So there comes a new energy and the process of reconciling with the nervous and circulatory system, which is our ability to be able to respond, to react, to survive, to protect ourselves when we're in constant fight and flight because of dysfunctional people, because of mentally ill people, people that for us to make a living as a teacher, I have to deal with disrespectful, hurtful, traumatizing experiences from children. And then I don't even have the power to physically react because supposedly the law says that this child is above decency and basic human courtesy. So we're essentially teaching trash. Is that what we're saying? That you can talk to me this any old kind of way that you want to talk, and I don't have the authority to defend myself? Do you know that billions of people live like that? Their whole life involves serving people who are toxic, who are mentally dysfunctional. That's why you need those rituals that block and stop mental delusions, stop lying spirits, people that lie to you, and see the lies register as lies, but then when you start to accept them in your mind, now your mind is becoming toxic. You're driving yourself insane just trying to work with these people. So get those rituals from psychicunderlord.com. Take a look into it. um, Reconciling the nervous and circulatory system is perfect way to clear your karma, because what you're doing is you're speaking to the past in your DNA. When these things come up, that there's a homing beam signal that goes out from your DNA in every cell of your body. It's not just in your like some one place in your body. Your DNA is in every cell of your body. So it's calling toward itself those things that are in you that come from your grandmom, great grandmom, your grandmom 15, 25 generations ago. That stuff is still inside of you. And because you're alive, the DNA is still alive. So the DNA has to get cleared. So the respiratory feeling when the person comes to you in the store and just begins to curse at you and humiliate you and treat you like a victim, these are something in your past has to be cleared. So I breathe now to release. I have something in me, the ritual, which has the power to capture and connect to that thing and glue itself to you. So I want this authority. I want to capture this authority. That's what you should be feeling when you're going through things and you know that you have those protective rituals on you. I know that I'm never going to have to ever get cussed out like this ever again in my life, because I want to go through it, because to go through it is the power that I want to receive for the rest of my life. So thank you so much, and please check out our webpage at psychicunderlord.com, which is our Etsy page, and look into our rituals for the permanent uh, release of karma, uh, the auric protective ritual with karma satisfying. That is another very digestive ritual. Um, and feel free to send me a message if you need to. Look forward to talking to you soon.